Space Monk here, the final installment of Phoenix Journal number 27. I, Sananda, and many of the hosts of God Aten were present this weekend past with our speakers, Desiree and George Green. Our beloved Chela Desiree repeated that statement to the group attending the seminar introducing the Phoenix Journals. There are no victims, only volunteers. We observed a very precious one unto us, and God Aten struggle with this concept. He asked two questions which we would like to bring clarification upon. But before we start, please let us give understanding of intent and purpose of these two of God Aten speakers. Our beloved George brings the sharing of his life experiences with intent to introduce and bring understanding of the truth he recognizes within the journals. He has much experience with speaking before groups and of being target for criticism. He is the solid rock who gives strength to others of our mission because he moves fearlessly ahead to focus devotion for bringing light and truth where there is ignorance, in spite of the slings and arrows thrust at him and Desiree, Dharma and Oberly, and all the others of our circle. He brings you his earthly perception of understanding, which he hopes you once can relate with and further investigate for yourselves. Editor's note, for those who know what has happened to George and Desiree, this is a good lesson of what can happen to ones who fail to ask for the shield of God and be kept around them at all times, with the intent for service unto others. Desiree brings the balance of the spiritual lessons that God Aten has presented within her. She stands in representation and humble service unto truth, that you may relate to her humanness to allow for further godly clarity and understanding of your divine heritage. Will they occasionally err in their projections of facts given in the journals? Of course, they too have limited memory and many volumes to study. We tell you this, that you relate humanly with these ones and recognize that the errors of details are minor, as the integrity of these blessed ones is integrity of divine godness. They have come in humble service, and God Aten's human physical messengers. They have come in humble service as God Aten's human physical messengers to introduce the Word and plant the seeds of awakening within you ones. It is then up to each to read the journals for yourselves, make your own discernment of truth, and thusly make the changes within and without to change of the evil circumstances before you. Do not expect these ones or any others to spoon-feed it to you and discern it for you. Desiree, in her humanness, at times feels unworthy and struggles in agony with the responsibility of how to best reach you. We have instructed her as her brother Aten that she need not prepare for presentation to you ones because God Aten will give her that which she needs to share. Her ego resists and is afraid that she will somehow forget or say the wrong thing or not hear our instructions and become flustered. She still believes that because she has had no earthly training in public speaking, that she cannot possibly be able. We will set her opinion to straight, and she is releasing her fear and unworthiness. Please recognize her pure intent, as well as George's, is to bring you the truth in balance so that you can, through godly empowerment of knowledge and wisdom, free yourselves from evil adversary bondage in time with practice. She is becoming most able to share within the spontaneity of God's will. And as they together continue to gain balance and harmony as a team wherever God Aten takes them, as well as the journals in his Aten's service of introducing the Word, he too will confront the anti-God adversary until there are no more dark places for anti-God to hide. The adversary will be exposed for the prejudices created of malicious lies, hatred, and deception, and stand naked before God Aten for self-judgment. Which side will you choose? Life or death? God or adversary? Now, in addition, when Desiree shared the diagram of her perception of creation, She told you it was her perception of guidance given to help her see and understand the oneness and unity of all. She wished only to bring you more understanding of oneness. Is the diagram she gave wrong? No, it is simply limited in fullness of understanding by the limits of your languages and perceptions of what is an unlimited state of being. Now back to our precious brother whom we call A. You asked of these ones, are you saying then that the blacks volunteered for slavery? Because there are no victims, only volunteers. Yes, precious one, because they chose to play the part of victim by being born or cast into slavery by the white ones. Is slavery wrong? Of course. As you have read, it breaks the 18th law of God and the creation. Now, in order to see and understand from the standpoint of oneness of spirit, you must not see yourself as of black or white or male or female, but as fragment of God oughtn't. All of you, regardless of the body you now inhabit, have played or are playing the part of victim or victimizer throughout your lifetimes of experience. Why did you volunteer for victimhood or to be victimizer? Because you become lost in your illusion. You became lost in your illusion. And many have repeated through cause and effect of continual prejudiced behavior and not understanding or remembering your God power and the truth of oneness, the same lessons over and over again. You become victims as a result of being false, prideful, and prejudiced, and you volunteer as victimizers because you are false, prideful, and prejudiced. Are you not tired of this illusion of separation from Source, precious Chelas? We hope so, because many of you have been and still are playing the part of victim and victimizer by choice to remain ignorant of truth. So what will you have left to volunteer for? Service to what is God's will in love, harmony, balance, and freedom. We offer you choice by offering you truth of your folly, so that you may leave your illusion forever and come home into oneness of God Otten once again. The one who feels superior to others because he is white, black, or brown, male or female, is prejudiced. The one who feels chosen of specialness to God because he follows Christian or Judean or Hindu or Muslim or Buddhist religions is prejudiced. Do you see, precious ones, it matters not to God what color be your skin, what sex be your form, or what religious doctrine you follow. Those are labels of manifested illusion. What is real is the spirit of Father, Mother, God, and the creation which exists in all of you. It matters not to God if you call yourself Muslim or Christian or atheist. What matters is how you think and how you behave toward yourself and your brethren, regardless of what they label themselves. Do you seek the harmony and balance of love and unity? Do you live your life in accordance to the natural laws of balance given forth? Or do you seek to feel yourself separate and superior or inferior to others, such as by class, by color, or by religion? That is prejudice, friends. Do you openly disregard the laws given forth as outdated or false, which means you are prejudiced because you don't know or refuse to understand the facts of logic, which is the foundation of these laws given forth for balance? You see, Chelas, to be an Israeli, meaning chosen of God, is to live in accordance to God's will, in light, unity, love, wisdom, truth, balance, and harmony. Israel is not a place. It is a state of being, I am, of oneness and balance of holy divine God and the creation. The other question asked by my beloved brother A was along this line. I was taught that Jesus was dark-skinned and curly-haired, yet in several of the journals there's a picture which depicts him as fair-skinned with dark hair. Why? First, beloved A, do not become distracted by images of appearance. I, Sananda, who you once called Jesus, was born of Judean parents of fair skin. My seed was of the lineage of Raphael, a descendant of the sons of heaven. The guardian angel Gabriel then brought my seed and inseminated Mary. It matters not what form I took. Your concern from the confusion of images presented to you of my being, precious one, is that you fear you will not recognize me when I return to manifested format. Fear not, beloved A. You of mine brothers will know me, not by my image necessarily, but by my being, my energy, my oneness with mine Father Aten. Blessings be unto this precious one, who asks in sincere intent that truth be given unto him. For his questions were asked in behalf of the many, and when ye ask of God Aten, ye shall receive your answer in the truth and wisdom of the one all that is, I am. We will now close this document and this journal, that you precious chelas, our brothers and sisters, will have before you the wondrous tools of recognition of that which is life of God Aten, and that which is separation, darkness, ignorance, and death of spirit within. The Antichrist, anti-God, Satan, adversary. May you may you now, from this moment of eternity, wisely understand and follow the laws laid forth herein, that you may witness and participate in the unlimited spiritual co-creation and freedom which is yours. If you but align yourselves in the balance of oneness, which is harmony, love, power, wisdom, and truth, the will of our Father God Aten, so be it. We are Sananda, Lord Michael, Saint Germain, and Druthia, your hosts sent of holy light God Aten, in his service and in your service of light and of truth. We come along with our many cosmic brothers, angels of light, because we all love you, as is the will of our Father and our spiritual ruler, God Aten, for we are all but one within the creation.